Hey guys, I'm joined with my co-host Roxas, who's probably going to be joining me in a second. Yep, Grandpa knows him too well. Because he's just a grandpa's boy. Yes, he is. He's just a grandpa's boy. Yes, you are. He just wants to be with Grandpa. I brought him in. What time is it now? Almost 1:30. I think I brought him in around 11. He's just been here sleeping. I gave him some food because I haven't seen him since Monday, and whenever he comes back, he eats like he hasn't eaten in days. So I don't know where he goes, but he's certainly not eating properly. So Grandpa gave him two helpings of food today. He ate the first one, and then he looked like he was probably still hungry, so I gave him a second helping, which also is a nice lead into this. I didn't plan in the segue like that, but that worked out fairly well. Isn't that right, Roxas? You're so handsome. No, my little Roxas. He's like, Grandpa, you're embarrassing me. Okay, so I saw this pop up a couple days ago, and I'm like, but then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I should, because it's the video is addressing my weight gain. So a while ago, however, it was almost like a year ago, it feels like now. Everyone's like, oh my god, Nikocado avocado, he lost like, was it like 80 pounds? Um, and people were like asking me like, "Oh, John, what do you think about his late weight loss? And you should do videos about it." I'm like, "Why? The dude was 400 pounds and he lost 80. I mean, great. He's still well over 300 pounds. When he gets down to a healthy weight, like let's see, like 5'9". Okay, so for a person my height, I'm 6'4". So I think it's like two something, like 210 or something like that. So for someone 5'9", yeah, definitely not going to be over 300. It'll probably be a little around the same. Um, but I said, what it was like once he gets down to that stage, then we could talk. But it's all for show right now. I'm like, I guarantee you, he's gonna gain it all back. And here we are. Here we are. He gains it back. Now I don't know what the point is this time. Does he plan on going on a second weight loss journey? The people who were foolish enough to believe him the first time, surely, don't call me Shirley. Surely they won't be so easily fooled this time. But then again, these are probably the same people who think that him and Orlin, are constantly breaking up and this and that. Oh my god, Nick, I'm so glad you left. You don't need him. He's just a parasite living off of you. You know, people truly believe that these guys are fighting. Or that uh Orlin leaves, right? And then, oh my god, Nick, I'm so glad. But then Orlin's like off off camera. Can I help you, Roxas? You're about to fall off, dude. God, I wish you could see him. He's just like rolling around on his back, and he's like falling off my leg, and he's readjusting himself so that he can not fall down. Can Grandpa show you off? I'm here. Bubba. My Bubba. Yeah. Roxas. That face. That face. Introducing you to a whole new line of people because usually the Nikocado Avocado videos get a lot of viewers. So for people who don't know, this is Roxas. Mwah. This is Grandpa's boy. Mwah. Yeah. Yeah. Mwah. You're very sweet. I can leave him like this and he'll just fall asleep. There he goes. It's like his eyes are slowly closing. Mwah. But yeah, the people who truly believed he was going to be on some actual weight loss journey, like it would be great for the views, and I'm sure it was. But if he had legitimately lost the weight, not just the 80 pounds, but then got himself down to a healthy weight, he would have been rolling in money. Rolling in money. But I mean, he could have been the next, like, I mean, I don't want to compare him to him, but the next, like, Jared or something. If he had gone on that weight loss journey and actually succeeded, he could have gotten sponsorships and this and that because he's a well-known online personality. He had his own weight loss journey where he was like 400 something pounds and he got down to, you know, a good weight by himself, no surgery, no going on my 600-pound life and, you know, talking to doctor now, and no, just doing it on his own. So the things he could have done if he had just stuck with it. But here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Mwah. Mwah. You might as well call me Nikocado Avocado because you look. I just could eat you up. He's like, oh crap. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Mwah. I know. You two have such a great relationship. I know we do. Isn't that right, Rox? I have been handling him every day, literally since he was born. John, no, I do mean literally. I mean hot out of the oven. Like I was handling them hot out of the oven. And I've been showing them love and attention and holding them every day since for the last year and 5-6 months. Yeah. Now come over here, Rob. Come on. Or you want to go back over there? But you just got to do something because Grandpa needs to continue. What is he eating in this one? I saw something after talking about Wendy's while eating Burger King breakfast. So, all right. So I had to put Roxas over there. He's so miserable now. Okay, so I also found how much Nick apparently weighs. According to him, according to the judgment of the Ortrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, which would probably break if he stepped on it. Apparently, according to him, he weighs like 349 or something, 339 or 341, pretty much like 340. So he weighed 400 pounds, and he lost. So 400 pounds and 80 minus 80, and people were like, "Oh my God, he lost all that weight." Okay. Also, the I had to I stopped on that. I'm like, you know what? I should just go back to making the video with this. Um. All right. But what was I saying? Yeah, the picture. Yeah. But yeah, 400. I think you said he lost like 80 pounds, so that would put him at what, 320. So if he's saying he's, you know, 341 or whatever, he gained like 40 freaking pounds. Or not 40, 20 pounds. Again, is this supposed to be like another weight loss journey? Like he's gonna get back to 400 and he's gonna lose the weight again, but then he's gonna get down to like 300 and then he's gonna gain another 40 pounds within a couple weeks. Like, what's his end goal here? Like I said, if he had just stuck through it, he'd probably have more money than he knows what to do with. Because again, going from that weight on your own to a healthier weight, like from 400 to somewhere in early 200s, assuming he's like 5'9", 5'10", or something like that, or maybe like 195 or something, assuming he does it all on his own. Do you know how many people would be lining up to interview him and sponsor him? I mean, imagine the headlines. You know, internet influencer and YouTube star Nikocado Avocado loses 200 pounds on his own. Nick claims he wanted to regain his health. I mean, Of course, not a headline like that, I'm sure, but something similar to that. And people were like, they would look at that and like, oh, Nikocado avocado, and then they go online, watch his video. Come on, that's basically a moneymaker right there. But instead, he goes and he does this crap. He goes from 400 to 320, and we're up to 340 now. Why? Ah, I hate pausing. It's a 10-minute video, and for me, I've probably been sitting here for about 20 minutes trying to find videos that might have shown him during his weight loss or, whatever it is. But, yeah, I mean, the fact is he doesn't care, it seems. And he clearly had the right idea the first time. Like, oh, I'm going to go on a weight loss journey, but you don't follow it through, and then you just go back to being fat again. You know? Everyone's gonna just be like, oh, guess he didn't mean it. I guess he's not serious about it. I mean, like, people are like, I'm not thin.
Old Spice
Oh boy.
Super.
Like I said, as I was saying, I'm not thin. I'm probably about 260, 270, which is still more than what I should be. Again, for someone 6'4", I should be like 210. So I'm not thin. I'm not nowhere close to being fat. Like the one of the biggest shirts I have is like this one. It's a 6X. This thing is massive on me. My other shirt is a 2X, and it's still big on me. And if people don't believe me, you can go to my Instagram. There's a picture of me and my nephew when he was at his graduation. So, got a little pudge right there in the middle. That's pretty much it. I don't have to have a CPAP machine. I certainly don't have the money to stuff my face like he does. So most of the time, I just kind of starve myself. Which again, or not again, but I get, John, that's just as bad as eating a lot. Yeah, well, I have quite a bit down there in the middle. I think I can skip a couple meals. I still eat. It's not like I'm not eating at all. But instead of having like 3 meals a day, I'll have like 1. And it won't be a lot. So, sometimes not eating is just as bad. But again, I don't have the money to eat like that. I'm a big guy. I don't know the limits of me because I've eaten a 5-pound burrito before and a big old freaking cookie and like 3 big gulp-sized drinks, and I walked out still feeling hungry. So I don't know my limit, and it's like being drunk or being high. I don't exactly want to test it. I don't want to test. So I'll have something maybe in the afternoon, and like, oh, I'm a little hungry. It's like, well, whatever. I'll just deal with it. But again, I'm not 300 pounds. I'm not 400. I was never 400 pounds. And keeping the weight off is easy if you want it to be. Like, I keep the weight down because I'm active all the time. I'm active all the time. I'm constantly out there, playing with them. I'm constantly walking down to Dollar General, and it's freaking hot out. So naturally, 1, you're walking. 2, it's freaking hot out, so you're gonna be sweating. And sometimes I'll just stay out all day. Sometimes I can't sit here. My body is so broken at this point. It's like I can't sit here all day. So I'll go outside. I'll fiddle around in the yard with whatever, clean up sticks or whatever the case is. And then I'll come in and say, oh, well, I need to walk down to Dollar General now to get whatever it is I need. Like, oh, the babies need more food, so I need food for them, or, get me something small to eat. So I'm constantly moving around. So you don't need to be super active, you just need to be active. But I'm also not a mukbang YouTuber, and I didn't gain all this weight, and I didn't say, oh, I'm gonna go on a weight loss journey, and only to be like, oh, well, I lost 80 pounds. That's good enough. That's good enough. I mean, again, imagine the articles, the headlines, the amount of deals this guy would have got if he had stuck through with it. And if he wanted to play everyone for fools, he could have easily got down to that weight, made all that money, and then got fat again if he wanted to, because he would have received that money and there's nothing they could have done about it. So if he wanted to play the system, he could have had all those interviews and brand deals and articles, and he would have been paid. And if he's like, oh, they've already given me their money, there's nothing they can do now, I'm gonna get fat again. He could have done that. Is it a stupid, cruddy thing to do? Sure, but hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Even that would have worked, but he didn't even try. I think I looked back, it was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago that he were saying, I think. Has it really been that long? Let me check. Apparently it's been like a year. I'm seeing stuff from like 2023, December 9, 2023, May 3rd, 2023. Business Insider, where he said that he still maintained his 89-pound weight loss through exercise. Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I hate that crap. But, if you're gonna do it, stick through with it. I mean, I get the views with him being overweight and mentally unstable. Well, why can't you be thin and mentally unstable? It's gonna have the same appeal. I guess they feel like, oh well, it just seems more natural coming from a fat person, apparently. If I'm thin and I have breakdowns, it's going to be looked at like weird and people aren't going to watch me. But if I do it while I'm fat, well, it's just what the people expect at this point. Nick, you're a smart guy, and you're very talented when it comes to music. Is the violin absolutely beautiful? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Instead of worrying about this weight stuff. I mean, I get this gets you the views, but why not switch it up sometimes? Why don't you go back to practicing your music? Wouldn't hurt. Instead of having mukbangs and titles with basically the same thing we've seen a million times, like, oh, me and Orlin break up, we're getting married, Orlin moved out, eating my feelings, or whatever. Why don't you switch it up? Surprise us. Because again, I've said before, I certainly don't want to see this man, headlines saying, YouTuber, YouTube mukbanger Nikocado Avocado dead at like 31 or 32. I don't want to see that, especially when his situation is so easy to change, and it seems like he's kind of just doing it to stay in this character. But when it's that character that's going to eventually kill him, I mean, the character is great, but if it's causing your heart to get to a point where it might actually stop, you might want to rethink your situation here. Is it really worth it? At least you'll have a nice shiny casket, right? From all that YouTube money. At least you'll be able to have a nice shiny casket, nice expensive casket with all that YouTube money that you can't use anymore because you'd be dead. But sometimes you just gotta, I hope this is just a phase, that he's gonna get to soon enough, and he's gonna think, hey, I want to be able to live till I'm 40. So, but yeah, is why I kind of staved away from him for so long, and why I'm not doing regular videos like I was doing, because there's no point. It's just more of the same stuff. But I did it now because again, I saw this video 8 days ago, addressing my weight gain, and I'm like, well, this is exactly why I stayed away, because I knew he wasn't going to stick with it. I outright said to everyone that this was what was going to happen, that he wasn't going to stick with it, that, he lost weight, great, but he's still well over 300 pounds. He's just going to gain it all back. Here we are, a year later. So that's why. Really not a whole lot of Nikocado. It's like Chris Chan, you know, it's like Chris. It's just there's really nothing about him anymore. You know, people have just stopped caring, you know. So that the well's kind of dried up here unless he does some new publicity stunt kind of thing like I don't know, becoming trans or some shit. Pulling a Chris. There you go. Maybe he could be the next Chris. Maybe he could be the next most documented individual on the internet. I don't know. It could happen. Hello, peasants. Today I announce a huge change. No, I'm not losing my weight because I'm keeping it because it's your fault. I now identify as a woman and I am getting surgery to affirm my gender. You know, something like that. And then he can get a fake vagina made for him and then he can sit there and eat his feelings and when his vagina starts, you know, hurting, he do or something. Um, John, you're stupid. I know. Well, I've never accused myself of being smart. But anyway, yeah, that's why. Long-winded way of saying that's why. Also, Roxas. Told ya, I've been recording for 20 minutes and looking up things for even longer. And he's just like this the entire time. The entire time. He just lays here and he just wants to be around me. Anyway, let me know what you think. That's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.